All right, we are live, Lorelei. Whew, it's hot. Thank you for joining us today. Lorelei and I are in the kitchen. Silly's back in the house. Good to see you. All right, well, we got work to do in the kitchen. We're busy, busy, busy cooking, trying to breathe, all that good stuff. There's the Lorelei. Well, you just do your thing. I'm going to do a couple little things, but I'm going to get to cooking. What's that? Well, we're doing some cooking in the kitchen. So, we got a bunch of other little things that we're trying to accomplish. Hope you guys can all hear us very well. Let's see. I turn the thermostat down. I gotta fire up the oven. Jimmy's in the house. Jimmy, how are you, buddy? Sonic's in the house. Good to see you. We are in the midst. We're gonna have a little cooking later, little dinner thing going on. So we're trying to get ready for that. If you get hungry, let me know. I'll make you something. Well, it's not really a party. Just our real close friends that had the baby. It's just what, three of them and the baby coming over. That's it. So we kind of got tired of having big parties all the time. We are. So we're just having a small little get together. Lorelei's making some food. I'm making some food. They're bringing some food. Jimmy
Soup, adobo.
making a jobo, some kind of pork soup. I'm making some pork loin a couple of different ways. I didn't turn the TV down.
What is that movie?
Huh?
What is that movie?
I don't know. Take it off. Last one. Are you guys still there? Where you been? What are you doing? Yes, Pinoy friend, Filipino friends. Yes. Don't summon word key guy. I don't know what that is.
Don't someone what?
Word key guy? I don't know what that is, but all right, we'll try. Yeah, we're having, they're all Filipina. Well, she's from well, they're all from the Philippines. So yeah, is our friend, they've been over a lot. In that case, three means seven people. No. It's literally just Jovan, Michelle, the baby, which ain't gonna eat. And then his dad is back in America, who we like, is a really good guy. So, and then Lorelai. Now, Jovan, I will say our friend Jovan, he can eat for about 12 people. He's a little bitty skinny guy, about this big. But he eats more than you and I put together, Jimmy. We'll be there an hour and 15 minutes, probably. Probably. You got that right. Well, go pee, you know? I don't care what the hell you do with your little penis. You know? All right, I got it. There we go. I'm going to, am I your way? Which one do you need?
No, this one is gonna quick. Let's make it a boiling one.
All right. So, I was going to get the pressure cooker out. I'm going to pressure cook this small piece of pork. We're cooking pork, Jimmy, which I know you know all about. Just turn on. Ken's in the house. Good to see you, Ken. Silly's back. Ken, how are you? Hope you're having a great day. We are. Huh? Wanted to follow you?
No, you.
No. Well, let's see. All right, so maybe I'll cook my pork right here. Or my pork. So we're Lorelai's gonna make pork adobo and pork soup. We're having a couple of pompanos that I'm gonna fry up in a couple of minutes, a little bit. But I also am gonna make making a pork loin that I've dry rubbed. Gave it some love. It's been sitting in the fridge marinating. And yeah, the temp's pretty good here too. I don't know what it is, maybe in the 80s. A little breeze, so it's not too bad. So yeah, I'm gonna make a little bit of a barbecue pork with this pressure cooker. I need to get a roasting pan.
This you are you on? Are you? This is
Well,
on.
you can use it if you want. I can use it in a minute. Do you need it?
Not now. I don't know what you're trying to.
Well, I was gonna get ready to sear my pork.
That's it now.
It's all right. All right. Did you guys all enjoy the 4th of July fireworks? We didn't go anywhere to watch. We just stayed home and watched it in the neighbor's yard. We're not fancy enough people to go gallivanting around the country at places. Lorelai and I are walking all, we need a bigger kitchen. We need our own house. Can somebody help me buy a house for my wife? All right, so the oven's preheated. I got to use that in a little bit. I'm just going to use that over here for pork. What's going on in the chat? Anybody? Yes, I need a donation so I can buy a house. We're poor. I think. So I got a really nice piece of pork loin. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sear it on all sides for about 2 minutes each area, and then I'm going to air fry it in the thing for about at 350. Oh, our kitchen is bigger than yeah, than many of the apartments in the Philippines. Yeah, but they got dirty kitchens. They got dirty kitchens though, which is actually really nice. And for some reason, they don't need big kitchens in the Philippines. I don't know why, but they seem to be able to get away without a big kitchen. Silly is still being silly, saying hello. But you can never have a too big of a kitchen. I'm just saying. I would love to have a much bigger kitchen. And I mean a much bigger kitchen. One that's probably 10,000 square feet of commercial grade equipment in it, walk-in freezers, and I don't know, there's only 2 of us that live here, but still be really cool to have. Yeah, the Pompadours, right. I was thinking about frying them outdoors at the dirty kitchen, our dirty kitchen, but I'm not. I'm gonna do it here. But you're right, the dirty kitchens are fantastic for all that messy stuff. And especially the stinky fish. And there will be no stinky fish today. Keith is back in the house. Good to see you. Keith, how are you? You guys are staring at my wife, aren't you? So here's the my pork loin part that I'm going to sear. Good to see you, Keith. Everybody's hello to each other, by the way. There you go. This is a transfer. It's going to be hot. All right. You guys ready? You guys are going to kind of see me cooking. Well, we had a really big one. I mean, literally this big. We had a big one. Really, we bought it at Sam's Club. So what I did is I chopped it up into thirds. I marinated one in beer and barbecue, which I'm slow cooking. I'm going to try to I'm pressure cooking that. One of them Lorelai's using for pork adobo, and the other third is this one. So we actually had a really big one. You don't cook bread? Nah, not normally. I know how to cook bread. I make bread, but currently today we're not cooking bread. Hey, if you guys don't know, one of the greatest things you can own is this. See this? This is actually a fish spatula, but it is by far the greatest design of a spatula I've ever used. It's great for eggs, but this is a fish spatula. You guys get you one of these. See it? See how it kind of curves here or here? Maybe you can see it on my forehead. These are fantastic, I'm telling you.
That one.
Yes, I have a weird thing about my hands being dirty.
That's why you're about to do the dirty work.
Huh? My wife does all the dirty work, she says. Yeah, the ham and skinny. Yes, yes. I'm going to try to sear that on each area for about 2 minutes. Yeah. Jimmy says the spatula has many uses. He says you can spank my butt when you're frisky. He actually said when I was misbehaving, but everybody knows I don't misbehave. I don't know why I did both. I turned the oven on and the air fryer on. I don't know why I did both. Does anybody know why I did both?
You put in the oven after?
Yeah, the goal is to sear it on each open part for 2 minutes and then bake it. Or roast it, whatever you want to call it.
Bake.
No, Lorelai's eating chicken. She's sitting. Jimmy, she's sitting right there. Here she comes. She's eating. While I'm slaving away, Jimmy, you're right.
No, I don't have my lunch yet.
Silly says I got to go bye-bye. All right. So I'm doing all the hard work, and she's just sitting there entertaining herself.
Really? Huh?
Questioning whether I should air fry that or not. If I should just put it in the oven. Those are all of our pans, do you know? Do you have any pans? I guess I could use this.
Somebody rented it.
I can use this.
What you said? What? Pan?
Pan, roasting pan. I think I'll just use this. I'll put this in the oven.
There's in the bottom. Want me to get it?
Yeah.
The one that with the hole?
Yeah, I need like a roasting.
Now?
12, and
I'm really like medicine.
8 minutes.
Sure. Here, sir.
Oh, Jimmy said, isn't she the boss? Just asking for a friend. She's the executive chef, you're the sous chef, Ken says. Hey, Ken, Mrs. L is the boss. That's right, Mrs. PAC is the boss. At least she thinks she is.
You know why they say that one?
And they're sucking up to you.
Because their boss is the boss.
Well, they're not married. Their wives aren't the boss because they're not married.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It doesn't have even sides, so I can't, so I'm kind of leaning it that way.
We good?
No.
Then look. I'm gonna pull my face. Which one?
I can use this one. Here's another great little cooking tip or kitchen thing. Get a little squirt bottle like this when you're cooking oil, and it sprays it out kind of like in a mist, which is better. Yes, Jimmy, good afternoon, says Soul Linder. Soul Linder, are you on vacation? What are you doing? Everybody say hello to Soul Linder.
You don't want to use this one?
Plastic. Soul Linder, how are you today, my friend? You're on vacation? Where are you at on vacation at? Must be nice to get to go vacationing.
That's only you need to fry, right?
Besides the fish.
These are dirty, right?
Yeah.
Or the top is clean?
No, that's all clean.
The top, the bottom is all clean?
Yeah. I got to get the other big skillet out to fry your pommes. Huey, how was my Filipina girlfriend? Well, here's what happened. My Filipino girlfriend turned into my Filipino wife. Can you believe that? Yeah. How's your Filipino girlfriend? Somebody say hello to Low 888. Hanoi Kitchen Gadgets, 2 American Kitchen Gadgets, 20 Dairy Kitchen. That's right, Jimmy. I love kitchen gadgets. And we got a shitload of them that I never use. And I mean a boatload of them that I never use. But if I ever need them, I got them. I got them if I ever need them. I got remote control thermostat or thermometers to go into meat, digital timers linked to my phone, We got all kinds of different scales, and you name it, we got it.
What are you trying to cook here?
Nothing.
Nothing. Wait on.
I don't know what how's Minnesota?
Maybe you're putting that one here instead.
No, I'm gonna put it in the oven. It would burn in there. I think I'm gonna air fry one of your pomponos later. Just so the Minnesota is great. We're 83 degrees. So you're up in Minnesota. All right. Like that. 35 minutes. Hey, Jenny and Ken and everybody sold. Did you guys? I don't know if you knew this, but I actually make cookies that I sell to Sam's Club. See here? This is one of my side hustles. I made all of these cookies, and then I sold them to Sam's Club, and then I bought them back from Sam's Club. Yeah, it's not hot either here. We went outside a little bit ago to the Asian market, get a couple of vegetables or something, and it was pretty nice. I feel like I'm getting old. How do you feel, Lola? You feel like you're getting old?
I'm 70. Huh?
Maybe. I got those going, that going, you got that going. Fish is later, too early for fish. Let me see what our temp is. My outdoor weather station is saying it's 89 degrees here, so it's starting to warm up a little. I'm going to lower you guys down a smidgen. I'm going to go this way so I can sit and rest a couple of minutes. There we go. I got to get my assistant to bring my iPad over here. Now you guys all remember, all of you people out there, when we're live streaming, you guys need to be looking at me in the eyes, not here. You know, these aren't for sale unless you got good old cash. So let's keep it up here. Mike is in the house. Solinda says, I'm currently outside with my sister and sitting at a bonfire in the middle of the day. Man, you guys are crazy. Everybody say hello to Mike, and Venus is in the house. How are you? Just sitting in my studio watching Dave and Lorelai. That's us. I had to take a break because I work so much. You know, I did. I had to take a break, man. We're cooking a lot of food today. We're cooking pork. Lorelai's cooking pork adobo. She's cooking pork. We're having a pork fest. It's like we went out and killed a bunch of pigs and we're going to eat them. Hello, Mike from Zolinder, drinking beer and watching the fun as it happens. Outstanding. So Lorelai's cooking a pork soup with, I don't know, gross vegetables in it. David, the leader of the pack, me, the handsome one, the charming one, is making a roasted pork loin, a barbecue pork loin, and then I'm going to fry up some pompano here later on. We got some friends coming over about 5 o'clock to eat. What else are we making? I made homemade cookies that I sold to Sam's Club, and then I bought them back from Sam's. We got a watermelon that I grew out back, and I did the same with the watermelon. I got to cut that up in a minute. I grew a watermelon here, and I sold it to Sam's, and I bought it back. So Mike says, feels nice here. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's really not. You know, that front came through Oklahoma, Texas, and Arkansas last night, right after dark, and it was really nice when that came through. Usually only see you sitting down. Well, I know. I do a lot of standing up live streams. You haven't seen my kitchen live streams. So yeah, I'll be back up in a minute. I gotta cook. I gotta chop up the watermelon. Because now that I'm thinking about it, I want to eat some watermelon. So I'm going to cut the watermelon up here in a second. But yeah, I sit a lot because I'm fat and old and lazy. But today we're in the kitchen working. Working. Oh, we're going to have rice, I guess. Right? Lorelai, you want rice?
Yeah. Yeah, rice.
Who do you guys think is the best rice cooker in the house? I want you to guess. Just guess.
Jeez.
You know, who's the best rice cooker? Oh, by the way, thanks for all the thumbs up. I forgot to tell you that. We do appreciate a lot of you guys being here. You're part of our community, which we appreciate. Soul said, you know, we had a little storm back on Thursday. Okay. I don't know if we got any rain last night, but we got a lot of lightning. But I got tired and went to bed. Lily got scared for a while, our dog, during the fireworks. I sat with her inside. And, all right. You guys ready for some watermelon? Let's get some watermelon going. I need to get a container. My watermelon container. You guys all like watermelon? Now, MJ, I don't want you to get all excited about seeing me standing up and how hot and sexy I am. All right? Don't get too excited, buddy. Of course, it's Lorelai. Humidity is 56%. Lorelai's over here. Ah. I feel like my age is catching up to me. As long as I have pork loin in the freezer and trying to decide what to do with it. Nice. Watermelon, yummy, for the tummy. Well, we had a really big one that we got from Sam's. And I chopped it up into thirds. Lorelai is going to make pork adobo out of a chunk. I'm making barbecue pork in the pressure cooker. And then I'm also making like a hand rubbed with seasoning baked pork that I seared. I need to put you guys taller so I can read the chat. Slow cooking in the oven. Ken has chicken cooking. Rice is life. Yes, I'll make the rice in a little while because apparently only Americans can make rice. I didn't know if you guys knew that or not. You know there? Lorelai went to her sister's house. Her apartment in Chicago. Now she's back in the Philippines. I was just dumping that. I didn't need to wash it. And well, yeah, I got some water on it. So she went there and apparently neither one of them knew how to cook rice.
They don't have this stuff right, so I don't know how to make sure.
Lorelai couldn't figure out how to cook rice because they didn't have a. Well, tell them, I don't know. They're right there. They're all waiting for you to tell you. No, tell them your rice story. I'll give you $1.
No, they don't have this measuring cup of the rice.
So her sister didn't have a measuring cup for rice. So if you don't know, the general rule of rice is what? 1 to 1? What do you guys all think? 1 to 1? No, Michael, I am the rice cooker. I'm the genius rice cooker. I taught her how to make real rice in a pot when we first got married 37,000 years ago. I cook rice like Americans do in a pot. She didn't know what the hell I was doing. I am 6'3". How did you know that, Mike? I am. You didn't know that I was that tall? Hey. Up here, buddy. Not here. Here.
And barefoot, that's why you look tall.
Maybe. Maybe I'm just looking tall because I am tall. All right. So yeah, I make the rice in the house. I really think it's just because Lorelai doesn't want to. And she's tricked me. She's done that Tom Sawyer thing, right?
Hey, we do rice cooker in the city. We don't do those firewood, whatever that they need. It's expensive to buy a firewood.
I think she's done the Tom Sawyer thing on me. All of these years. There's the watermelon we're eating today. What do you think? I wish I was rich so I had a sous chef to pick up after me. I swear, if I ever won the lottery, I'm just going to hire somebody. All their job is going to be to do is clean up after me and go fetch me things. That's it. Looks good. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I had some yesterday. I don't think I'm very good at cutting up watermelon. I know there's people that have really good techniques for watermelon cutting. I'm probably not one of them. That's the knife not very sharp. Mike is saying, wow, you can see your pee-pee. Don't be looking at my pee-pee, Michael. You're trying to look at my body parts? So here's kind of how I like to cut them. I like to make watermelon in small chunks like this. Then I stack them in a flat bowl, like a pyramid. I jigsaw puzzle them together. Yes. Well, a lot of, now look, I'm going to tell you something. A lot of professional chefs, believe it or not, they don't rinse their rice. They don't. They don't do it. They don't take the extra starch off. I do. I rinse it. I do it 1-to-1. I'm not a white rice fan at all, to be honest. But one thing I learned from a Chinese place that has really, really good rice, like it, what he does is he puts soy sauce in his rice as it cooks. So the rice cooker, he puts soy sauce in it. And it flavors the rice while it cooks. Really good way to do it that way.
Tastes like bird.
No, it doesn't. So yeah, we wash the rice here too, but.
Yeah, nobody eating that Filipino one.
What's that?
They don't like it.
The Filipinos don't like his rice?
No, the one that you put something that's a soy sauce.
Oh, I don't care. I like it. Filipinos are too picky. When Filipinos come to America, they get picky. Shit. This knife sucks. I need a better knife. Where's my knives?
Here,
No, I got a big knife.
this one.
Yeah, that one might work. Don't make me get the knife out. Ryan's in the house. Ryan, good to see you. Thank you for coming in. You guys all say hello to Ryan. Ryan, how are you? What is Ryan up to today? Patrick's in the house. Good to see you, Patrick. How are you, Patrick? You guys all say hello to Patrick.
What is this brush?
So what is Patrick up to today? I hope everybody's getting excited about October. I know it's still a long ways away, but I've been talking to other people who says they're going to try to make it. For all of you single guys, I have found 100 beautiful single women who are going to come to Branson. Galactic, how are you doing, buddy? Did you get some rest? Pat's relaxing on the front porch. Mike says, I think David is actually 5'9" to 5'10" now. Based on how he went close to the refrigerator. Okay. Melon sounds good, yes. Well, there you go. Here's you. Here's us. Right here. We're watching you. Hi. Refrigerator. Watching. There you go. Oh, it should pop up. Let's see. Everybody said hello to each other. Yeah, we're cooking. We're just having some friends over. You know, the ones that had the baby, Giovanna and Michelle, they got a new baby. So we decided not to do, we're kind of tired of doing big parties. So this summer and stuff, we're kind of just laying low. But since we actually like them and they live close, we're going to have them over for dinner. Mike's just jealous. MJ's jealous. MJ knows that I'm better looking than he is. He knows I'm sexier than he is. He knows that I'm taller than he is. He knows that I'm smarter than he is. So he's just checking me out.
Well, the refrigerator we have is the biggest one.
Isn't that right, MJ? So we're cooking a bunch of pork dishes. And we have enough food to feed 42 people, but there's only going to be 5 of us here.
You're done here? Huh?
Yeah. And do I fry up the pompano? Hello, Lorelai, Patrick says. Say hello.
Hi! Hiya!
Mm.
This is so big for the soup. You wanna wear gloves?
Now the gloves get dirty.
Single?
The gloves get dirty. How come, Mike, let's see, I may not make it to October meetup. Patrick's saying, well, why not, man? You don't live that far from there. What's on the stove? Lorelai wanted to tell them what's on the stove. They want to know what you're cooking on the stove.
Adobo.
Explain it to them.
Huh?
I got some possible 6-figure things in the works. Okay, good, good.
Oh,
Michael says. Oh my God, Patrick says. A cowboy hat? No way, man. You would never see me in a cowboy hat. It's too hot to wear a hat in my house right now. But I can promise you, you'd never see me wearing a cowboy hat. But if I take one, maybe I can take a couple of days off and go, there you go. It's going to be a once-in-a-lifetime of experience. Until we do it next year in Orlando, Florida. We're going to move.
But got to do what got to do. Galactic. Oh, I know Mike, I know.
We got watermelon. It's not the greatest watermelon I've ever had, but it's okay. That's if I don't eat it all by the time. I'm going to eat that.
Oh, you want to eat this?
God, no, that's gross.
And what are you asking?
Watermelon. I'm eating the watermelon. I'm trying to poison me with vegetables. More like trying
There's
to. I gotta throw the
here. You want these one?
Well, I gotta throw the lines away, and I got another big bag over there. But I'm gonna throw them away.
Lagi ka na do that day when you're done. Mine is the 6'7". You are sexy and you know it.
Thank you. You're right. I know it. Watermelon?
No.
Oh, Ken's saying that he's 6'7" tall. Ken's really tall.
Dang, that's really cool. How it
Oh my goodness. I ate so much watermelon, I'm going to be peeing watermelon for 2 hours. Entertain the troops while they go out. Now to turn it back on, just by doing an okay sign.
Somebody says hello, sexy Mike. Yep, I am a mere 6'4". That's really cool. Huh? 6'4". Yeah, my coworker like. I think it's cool. But my husband is a little bit shorter on that. Lily girl. Ken, you're tall? Oh my goodness. I wear tall. I am tall if I wear heels.
Holy crap, my buttons. I'm tired. Man, I just walked. I just walked 37 miles in the heat, uphill, with the sun blasting me. Mike says he's not tall, he's not handsome, not young. We all know that. We've seen you before. But he got lucky and got a girlfriend. He got a girlfriend anyway, is what he's saying. Whew.
The one that got divorced?
Mike. Get this out of here. What's going on? Yes, Ken is tall. He is tall. He's tall. Our good friend Ozzy is really tall too. So Ken and Ozzy are probably the two tallest of everybody. So yeah, he's really tall and Ozzy's really tall. And then you have Jimmy, who has all the meat. You have Rob, who's the European poker champion of the world. And he sells watches. And then we have Patrick, the hometown cook. The hometown cook. What else do we have? Let me get this wrapped up. I know some tall Filipinas. Uh, I've never known any men that are tall from the Philippines, but I met a few girls who were 5'9", pretty tall, without heels on. A lot of them think it. Kind of fake it until you make it thing. Keith is back in the house. Nice. All right, I'm going to swing over here. 5, let's see, 145 degrees. Let's swing around here for a couple of minutes. Come on. Let me sit and rest. Let me sit and rest all crookedy. Keith says hello to you, Michael. You met her and Tita Marie, very kind people. Nice, nice, nice. Hello, Keith. Thank you all for the thumbs up. I do have some good news, Mike says. Mike, what's the good news? You're going to keep your shirt on your live streams? What's your good news, buddy? We can all use some good news. All right, so Mike says, some of the previous YT drama were crap. Some of the people have reconnected with me. Good. Hello, Keith. Patrick says, that's good, Mike. You just got to realize, take a chill. Don't worry about it. Don't, like I told you the other day in your live stream, right? And I gave some of the other people advice the other day also about taking things from your side with a grain of salt, just to roll with it and not to take it personal. And you have to do the same. If you want to build a community like you say you want to, which is what we're all about, then you have to learn to kind of respect, honor, cherish everybody that comes in for the things that they bring to the table, not the things that you don't have any, that you personally or I personally don't see any value in. 3 people reconnected with me that's previously disconnected. So I call that is a positive thing. Yes, Pat, not even just the ones you know about. Good, good. So now what are you going to do moving forward? I'll tell you something. I'm going to give you a little story. My dad was not a good guy. He wasn't a horrible guy, but he wasn't a good guy. He was an asshole. That's pretty much what he was. A little bit of a bully until we got big enough. And I got a brother who did a lot of not good things when he was a teenager into college and so forth, so forth, so forth. He got hooked on drugs and all of that stuff, right? So Mike, here's the thing I want you to understand. One time, many years after that, when my brother was, 40, as my brother was getting his life together, When my brother was like, look, I'm not going to do drugs anymore. I'm cleaning up. I got to, I'm making my own way in life. As part of his healing and accepting of who he is from drugs and alcohol and prison and everything, he asked my father for forgiveness, right? So now my father was so fucking impressed. He was like, oh my God, you can't believe it, what your brother did. He came and asked me for forgiveness. And I said, okay, but did you ask him to forgive you? Because you're just as big as an asshole. So my point about this, Mike, is you got these people coming back, but now you need to take stock in yourself and do your part. And my father's such an egotistical was, he's dead now, but he thought it was all about him when he didn't realize that there's two people, it takes two to tango. All right, let me see here. Never, I did meet one. I don't mention names, my brother Mike. Remove that, Pat. I didn't mention names of people. No, Pat didn't mention any. Nobody mentioned any names. LRV is in the house. So when we get into a situation like that, and people dump us because we're turds, and then they come back in our world, then we got to do our part. Hello, Mike from LRV. Good to see you. Everybody said hello to one another.
Maybe they just want to be a bit bigger person.
Yeah, you got to be the hero in a situation. Most of us want to be right fighters. We want to prove that we're right. But the biggest thing you can do is be a hero and make other people feel good about themselves. Right on, yes! Hello, LRV. So that's just my simple example about my father being so tickled. Oh, your brother came crawling to me saying he wanted me to forgive him for all he did. And I'm like, oh yeah, well, great. But what about you, you piece of shit? Just keep that in mind, everybody. It is Heineken Day. It's a learning process, growing process. It is. And you're, Mike, you're a good guy. And I got to check my meat. Not Mike, don't be looking. But I got to check my meat. Mike, keep dirty thoughts out of your head. I got to check it. All right. Watch yourself.
Gee, I already opened before you asked me.
I told you I had to check it. Didn't I? Told you 4 times.
Oh, so I'm gonna check it too.
All right. Well, really.
118.
Everything's a learning process. It is, Michael. The key to remember is if you're not learning, you're not growing. Right? Let me get caught up. Well, and I used to be wise. I used to be smart. Now maybe I'm just wise. I don't know. But you'll get there. I tell people this. You'll get there if you want to get there. You know what I mean? If you don't want to get there, then you won't get there. And that's for everything. Oh, my barbecue should be, I need to, well, it's pressure cooking. So it's still being pressurized. But sometimes we have to humble ourselves to grow. Sometimes we gotta take a broom out and beat our wife. No, don't do that.
No, you get divorced.
You
Go to
know,
jail.
I think everybody in here is divorced but me. Whew. I keep trying to talk Pat into. I told Pat the other day that he needs to send me a really, really good homemade meatloaf in the mail, but he hasn't done it yet. Well, it is. Everything is a misunderstanding, but that's our fault, right?
But it's not an excuse.
And Lorelai says it's not an excuse, and I think she's correct. But a misunderstanding is something that can be corrected by stopping, listening, really and truly hearing what somebody's saying and respecting what somebody says. Seriously. You can eliminate misunderstanding by asking for clarification. And I told you that the other day on your live stream, right? I told you that. Say, well, why is it that you believe that the sun really is not hot? So can you give me your line of thought by why you believe if we go to the sun, we don't burn up because it's not a hot star, it's a cold star. So what's your logic? You know what I mean? Oh my goodness! I accept it if they ask. Those reasons. So I accept them back if I. Well, gee, aren't you freaking generous to accept them back? Boo-hoo, kiss my ass. Who are you?
Who is that?
Mine. So, you know.
My middle finger it hurt.
So I think it's, you know, I'm gonna poke fun at you here. Oh my God, Michael, you allow them to come back. Aren't you just the most generous, gracious person in the entire world? Holy shit! Come on, you gotta watch. You know that's a bad way to say that. I know what you mean. It's probably a good thought, but to say, you know, I accept them back if they ask. You know, meaning if they kiss my ass, I will bless them with conversation once again if they kiss my ass. That's what that sounds like. So, Pat, you know David always has some good advice. Thank you, Patrick. I'm sorry, Michael. Ken, you're sending David food. Remember, I like that, kid. Remember, Ken is closer. Yeah. Yeah, well, so Ken, that means you go to Pat's house, you get your meatloaf, you box mine up and ship it to me. No, there you go. That's right, brother Mike. Mike says, don't ask him about serious IT shit, but when it comes to life, yes, he has some good advice. Yeah, I don't really like to talk about shit because it stinks. You didn't see that one coming, did you, Michael? I'm not really a big fan of talking about poo-poo, you know. Yeah, IT stuff I don't know about, you know, I don't care about. I got a wife that does that, so. And if I really need it, I'll just hire it done.
What is it?
IT stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's what Lorelai does. Patrick likes that. Good. I hope that finger feels better soon, Lorelai. Ken says he hopes your finger feels better.
Yeah.
You know, she uses that a lot, Ken. I'm telling you, she has a broken finger a lot. You know, she likes to point out how bad her finger hurts a lot. That's a Filipina for you, right? Whew. Man, we got the tip down in the house. But we're cooking. We've got a lot of heat going on. And so, we always have room to grow. I mean, if we eat a lot of donuts, we will continue to grow. My wife is busy cleaning the house while I'm sitting here talking.
Hey. I'm resting. I don't know how long is my thing gonna be.
What thing?
Adobo will absorb.
Mike says, I keep learning, but I don't grow. I have a measuring tape. I like that. Just let her throw a shoe at you. Mike says, Venus must throw shoes at you. Is that why she has so many pairs? So that she doesn't run out and throw them at you, Michael?
Sorry, I'm not violent.
Lorelai's not going to throw her shoes because she loves them too much. She'll throw something else, but not her shoes. Are you crazy? She may damage them. I tried misunderstanding.
I just throw David's wallet in my shopping cart.
You want to do what?
I'll just throw your wallet or your credit card in my shopping cart. That's what I throw.
Tell them what you got there and why you have it.
Oh yeah, this one. Man, I don't even wash my face.
Tell them what it is and why you have it.
I got a collection on this one. They already see this one, right?
No, I mean, but tell them why you have it now.
I don't know. Because I asked you?
Because we never got one. We never because we live here.
Yeah.
We travel here so much, but we never thought about getting one. You have one for every country and state that you've ever been to. So what we found was fun. You got to turn it back this way. There you go. So what was funny, Lorelai collects souvenir spoons, and we have them for every country we've been to, every state we've been to. But she realized the other day that she never got one for the state of Arkansas, which is where we live. So I had to buy her one. Let's see. Mike says, I tried the misunderstanding honestly during the person's going off. There you go. Play dumb. Smart people say, just land on the sun at night. I know. I know, man. That's what I say. I need to learn. Well, yeah, I'm going to tell you the number one thing about talking with people. I'm not good at drama. Well, but you create the drama. If there's drama between two people, there can only be drama between two people, three people, 100,000 people, if somebody is participating in the drama or causing the drama. So don't be the cause and don't participate. But here's the number one way that you learn on how to be better at talking with people. You listen. I know I talk on this live stream nonstop because that's this format. But when I'm in groups and I'm leading young men or older men, when I talk to people on FaceTime and things, I do a lot of mentoring. And you guys don't realize how much mentoring I do throughout the nation. And I never really talk about it because what they talk about is none of y'all's business, right? It's private. They ask me and I mentor them. And I do it to 90-year-old men all the way down to teenage kids. But what do I do? What's the best thing I do? I listen. I listen and I listen. And then I listen some more. And I encourage them to talk. Because when you do that, you recognize that they have great value. They feel like they have value. Mike says, I'm learning that my stubbornness may be part of my problem when it comes to certain topics on my own live streams. It is. Well, I don't know if you'd call it, I don't think it's stubbornness. I'm not going to let you get away with that word. I think you have a God complex when it comes to certain, I'm not going to, you guys all know I don't cut, I talk straight. I think you have a God complex when it comes to certain topics, and you shouldn't, because you're not God. Venus never throws shoes at you. I don't know, man. I have to ask her. Maybe we'll ship her some shoes so she can throw them at you.
You want a first time sample?
Mike, Lorelai says she'll be happy to throw one at you.
I'm not a violent person, but I can kick some ass.
But I think the problem is, because I used to have a God complex about certain topics too. And then I realized there was no need for me to play God. It just wasn't. There's no need. What am I going to do besides stress myself out and stress others out? Why would I go through all that drama of having a God complex about something? And trust me, I know I'm not very smart when it comes to IT stuff, but I've been a subject matter and more expert. I've been a subject matter expert in more subjects than you can imagine. And we're talking about on the high government levels. So I was smart. Now I'm not smart because of the coma, but I used to be. And I used to recognize that I was way more informed on a topic than others were. And then what I learned was I should stop being a god and I should start being a teacher. And that's what I try to do on my stuff. I try to teach. And how do you teach? You teach by listening. Yes, you created the drama. You create the drama. Absolutely 100%. It's on you, 1000%. I talk to people all the time that I absolutely fundamentally disagree with. I talk to people that I go, I look at them, I listen to them, and I look at them and go,
What is this again?
it goes in my bag. It's one of my cables. I look at them and go, you know, I'm thinking to my head, you had to be as dumb as a rock. I do. I talk to people all the time, and I'm sitting there going, in my brain, I'm like, what? Have you been sniffing cocaine and crack, all your life? Or what are you? Or what? But I don't express that. Big John's in the house. Good evening, Big John. Afternoon. Mike says, I question that. So I created the drama. Yes. I question that. Big John says, hello. Everybody say hi to Big John. Big John, good to see you, my friend Patrick. Mike says, okay. I mean, I do it all the while, I would sit there and talk to somebody and literally go, what the, are you drunk? Are you on drugs? That's not even reality. The fact that, it's not reality that the sun is cold. Hello? If the sun was cold, we wouldn't be going outside and burning our asses up. So, but you listen to them and you figure out why they come from that place. And once you find out why they come from there, you got to get down to the root, Michael. And then if you feel like it, you can teach them what you know. But you got to take the God complex out of it. God cannot teach. I promise you. God complex is not a teacher. Big John, how are you up in Missouri? No, you don't listen. You pretend you're listening. You don't. Because in your mind, you're going, they're full of shit. I know what you're doing, Michael. I've seen you do it. People are talking about something, and you're being quiet, but you're not listening. You're sitting there and in your head saying, nah, they're full of shit. They're fucking idiots. That's what you're doing. I know what you're doing. I've seen you do it. The same as always, waiting for his girlfriend. Big John has a hot, sexy Filipina that he talks to all the time. So I don't want to do that. Good. Help me. I am helping you. We're all helping you by letting you know that being humble, taking away the God complex, just taking a chill, accepting people for their, you don't always have to be right. Why do you want to be a right fighter? Do you want to be happy or do you want to be right? And in your world, your God complex will tell you, well, I got to be right. But it's better to be happy than right all the time.
Hey, the one who always fight the conversation are immature.
Well, and Lorelai brings up a good point. A lot of people that have a God complex are kind of immature. They haven't evolved yet.
Because wise man knows if they're talking to a idiot, because idiot you can never beat.
So you can come tell them. Lorelai has a good point, and basically what she's saying is,
because I take classes, that's why I know.
Well, Lorelai says, a wise man is somebody who knows that other people are idiots and recognizes that it's okay for them to be idiots.
It takes only a minute to know if your opponent is dumb. So there's no.
Yeah, Lorelai says it only takes a minute or two before you realize the person you talk to is not knowledgeable in the subject matter.
So no matter what, they're not gonna. They're gonna argue you.
So if they're not to your educational level in a certain topic, I keep going back to your God complex, man. It's like I told you in your live stream the other day. Who are you? Who in the hell are you to tell somebody that they're wrong? Who are you? You know what I mean? Big John says hello to Lorelai. I don't even realize you don't. And that's why I'm telling you, I know what you do. I see it. I see it. You get so offended. You get so personally offended. And
no, what he do is just need to talk to adult people. That's how you practice your mindset of how you can talk all adult conversation. Because if you get agitated, so you cannot handle an adult conversation, so it means you're narrow-minded. You know what I'm saying? That's how we say in our job.
Just remember, positive equals positive, negative equals negative.
Try to handle a, you know, you easily.
Is that my pork again?
Yeah, I guess so. That's an adult conversation.
You want to check the temperature on that pork? For me? I'll give you $1. It needs to be about 135 to 140. And then we can turn it off and let it rest. And I'll take it out for you. Ooh, I see Lorelai's. Ooh. Huh? No?
That's 140.
All right. Hang on, I got it. Mike, I'll get back to you. Let me take my meat out of the oven. Michael, get that dirty thought out of your head. I'm talking about my pork loin out of the oven. Michael. All right, I'm going to put it right on top of her. I can get it. Because I need rest.
Yeah, in our job, we need to take some lot of classes. You know, he knows it. He got, if he's an IT, he got a class on it.
Woo!
Huh? Code ethics and conducts. We have those. Huh?
Remember, I'm here, not here. Remember, unless you want to super chat. Super chat gets a button down. Let me check. Come over here. I got to check the pork. All right. Come on. Get back over here. Let me get caught up here. Woo. Okay, let me get back up to that. I understand. I don't understand the God complex. Because, okay, a God complex is when you cannot even fathom, and you get it this way about certain topics. You can't even fathom that somebody else may have a different point of view, may see things differently, may believe things differently, may do things differently than you. That's the God complex. When you're like, there is no other solution but mine to whatever it may be. And you do that, and that's where you shut down and get mad and get frustrated. And you want to challenge. That's why I love you, yeah, because of the meat or the. Remember, man, I'm cheap, man. You guys can super chat me for unbuttoning the shirt. I don't have a problem. Anytime, Mike. I try to be very real and honest with everybody. You know, I really enjoy our community, and it's getting bigger and stronger, which I'm really grateful for. We got so many of you guys who come all the time.
So the textbooks are everywhere, but it depends on the owner if you apply it yourself. The only one who help is you.
You come tell them.
Oh.
So I do. I appreciate everybody, you know, coming to our channel, supporting us. We're growing.
They don't like a female advising a male.
Well, and that's part of a God complex is you don't think anybody else could be right, whether they're male or female. I was kind of talking to Lorelai too. Well, yeah, and I don't mind people telling me what they believe, Michael. I mean, I really don't. I've been criticized so much in my life. I've been looked down upon so much in my life. I've been in situations where people have been very jealous of me, who had higher degrees than I, who made a lot more money than I, or that made less money than I, but they had a whole more degrees in education, but I surpassed them financially because I can maneuver around and do things. So, we all struggle and we all learn. The I used to run a charity at the college. It's called the Carrot and Sharing Community Christmas Program. So I used to run that at the college out of my office. And every year we would do a toy drive, a clothing drive, a whole system. I basically just did it for the college, and then I worked with the state group. One of the things I learned doing that was the greatest gift that you can ever receive is the ability to give to others. And I learned that, and I took that and applied it to sharing conversations. The best thing I could ever do for me is be willing to listen and hear people out 100%, to truly understand where they come from. When I understand that, I became a better teacher because now I knew where my students were coming from, why they thought the way they thought. And then if they were truly wrong, I could get to the root and I could manipulate it and get them back on track of where they needed to go versus being out here in the ditch. But you can't change somebody's mind until you know why their mind is the way there is. That's what I think. Plus, it's good just to be handsome. What can I say? Lorelai's making what are you going to put that in? It's no good.
No, it's a lot of yellow.
A lot of what is it? I mean, what are you making with it?
Saute on it and put it for.
She's making something. I don't know what she's doing. So I got my pork loin resting, and I got the barbecue one still marinating in the pressure cooker. I'm hoping it just falls apart and we can take it out and try to drain some of the juice off. And all I did with that was, and I'll tell you a little cooking secret I like, is carbonation. Chicken, I know Kid was talking about he's slow cooking chicken. Look, one of the greatest things you can do to meat is soak it in carbonation. Whether it's Sprite, Dr. Pepper, club soda, beer, the carbonation bubbles gets inside the meat and tenderizes the meat. Lawson says, hey, here's our good friend Lawson. How are you today, buddy? Everybody, we had a lot of good people in today already. We had our Sol Linder from the north. Now we have Lawson, who's across the state from me. Lawson, how are you doing? Everybody say hello to Lawson. He's a good young man. Mike says, I want to be better. Well,
apply little by little.
So you want to be better. What are you going to do to get better? It's kind of like getting a job, right? I want a job. Okay. What are you going to do to get a job? I want to be better. What am I going to do to be better? Make them small goals. Remember, I've taught this on the internet for years. We're going to start off with small goals that we can accomplish. And and in this situation, you're going to repeat those until they become a habit, is what we're going to do. We're going to make small goals. We're going to repeat them until they become a habit. And that's going to build us to where we want to be. I had to do that in my mid-30s. I had to start doing that in my mid-30s. And it took me years to become brilliant and handsome. Hello, Lawson. Good to see you, my friend. Yes, Patrick. Thank you for doing that.
It's the time that you meet your wife.
Yeah, and they all saw the pictures when I met you compared to now. Whoa, why are you doing that? You're going to cut your fingers off. Use the peeler.
Did I cut it?
I'm just saying.
Did I cut it?
If you cut your finger off, it's your fault. I'm not taking you to the hospital and saving your life. Because you have life insurance and I could use it to get a new dog. There you go. All right. Mike says, honestly, I didn't realize this is how, yeah, that's how you look to others. And look, so I need to change, you do need to change things. We all need to change things. I'm not just busting your balls. Lawson says, good to see you, Patrick. I'm doing pretty good. Celebrate the 4th of July and got a little sick in the way back home, but I'm doing good now. All right, good. I'm glad you're doing good, buddy. Pac, I listen to you. Thank you, Michael. I trust you. Um, a lot of it's, here's the funny thing. There's actually a great series of books that I'm talking about when I do morning live streams because I'm trying to have a topic in the morning just to talk about. I don't know if you know who Dale Carnegie is, how to make friends and influence people. I read his books back when I was in my early 30s. That's part of what helped me. I actually rebought all of them. I did here a while back. I bought them hoping my wife might read them, but no good luck. So I've been discussing them in the mornings when I do morning live streams. So those books are a good starting point if you want to read and reflect. That's good, Lawson. Yes, I'm glad Lawson's feeling better. Well, Mike says, I know I'm not perfect, but I never intended to portray myself that way. Of course you didn't. We don't go out to look like horses' asses or to look arrogant or stupid or ugly. None of us do that. None of us do that. None of us do that. But Michael, being quiet's not the answer either. Because then you look like you're just a big ass sour person.
No, he's sizing his opponent. That's why you're quiet.
Well, right. But you gotta be able to listen, ask questions, probative questions. One of the best things I learned when you have somebody who's hostile is to let them run out of gas. So in a business setting, if you got an employee who's very upset and they come into your office and they're like, that David guy did A, B, C, D, and E, and he's a horrible blah, blah, blah. Don't interrupt them and stop them. Let them continue until they run out of gas. And this is the psychology behind this. Once Lorelai gets done venting about how horrible I am because I only bought her a 10-carat diamond ring instead of a 50-carat diamond ring, then you can have an open dialogue. You understand the person better. The person feels like you're listening. They got a big burden off of their chests, right? And then you guys can grow from there. Oh, never wanted to be that's all right. What else are we going to talk about? We've been talking about pork. It's either talk about you or pork. No, you're all right. I'm just live streaming in the middle of the day because I've tried to renew myself with rereading the books and studying about how to build a better channel, how to build a community. I'm not worried about my subscriber count. I'm worried about retention, and I'm worried about having all of you guys come back and rewatch videos. I'm more interested in getting you guys to share our channel, Lorelai and I's journey out there to the world. So I am randomly trying to do live streams, and I want to be very flexible about anything that comes up. And you guys all know I'm not afraid of politics, but how I look at the politics topic is, look, if it comes up, we'll talk about it. But not everybody has to participate in that part of the conversation. I can carry on multiple conversations at one time. So we can talk about a sport.
Hey, where are you gonna put the rice?
In the rice cooker?
Maybe I'll tell them to just bring the rice. Cook the rice?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Not cooking, right? You think?
Yeah. They probably got to be, we'd have to cook 2 of those little ones to feed all you guys rice. Yeah, tell them to bring the rice. So I go with the flow is my point. I want to go with the flow. I want to do whatever it takes to build our community. And a lot of these topics, this is real life for a lot of us. With Jimmy and Pat and Ozzy and Ken, we all have struggles and problems. Lawson's a young man. Solinder's a young man. they're going to benefit and learn from our discussions, I hope. That's my goal. My goal is that people learn from you, from Pat. Lawson teaches us something. He's a great young man. You know, that kid is able to influence us positively. That's why I don't mind whatever topic comes up. Politics, religion, it doesn't matter to me. I don't talk, we know we don't talk about race in a bad way, and we don't talk about the children. Those are the two things. Pat says, yes, I agree. I can listen and still be here. Yes, you can. I just feel like I'm the problem. Well, you're the problem in your world, not in my world, Mike. Like, understand, buddy, you're not a problem in my world. You're a problem with those people that you were referencing before. You're the problem there. Do they share culpability? Absolutely. Absolutely. But you're not a problem in my live stream. You know, don't feel like you're a problem here. You're not. I hate to be this away, everybody, but everybody here, including myself, is a teaching tool. This is a teaching moment for all of us. It's a learning moment for all of us. So you're not a problem here. Not anybody else's problem, so I need to reflect. Reflection is good.
No, maybe I'm just gonna cook so because they're bringing the baby and it's too much.
Yeah, just cook the rice yourself. I'll cook it. We got time to go before we cook it. I don't even know what they're bringing. We're having a bit. I should have timed. Oh, here's what I was going to do, but I forgot. Here's what I was going to do, everybody, but I forgot. I was going to title this live stream, PAC and Mrs. PAC are having a baby. I was, but I forgot and put the pork thing in there because we're having a baby over at our house today for the very first time. Our friends that had the baby, who's like 6 months old, is finally coming to our house with their baby. So I was going to be a smartass and kind of funny and say, Lorelai is having a baby today, having a baby. But it's really just friends bringing their newborn over to us, our house. So, you got to get those, what do they call those? Clickbait words, right? You got to get clickbait so that you can try to get new people to come in and go, wait, what's going on? You know, you're having a baby. Oh my God, what's that all about? Well, you know, not really. Our friends are just bringing their baby over. So, I always said to you and never leave. I know, and I appreciate that. And to me, and I've talked about this, I would rather have 1,000 people. I would rather have 10, the percentages. I would rather have 20% of 1,000 people follow me versus the 10% or 1% or 5% of 100,000. It's better to have people that come back to you and support you. And that's why you have to nurture the people. Pat's learning this. Pat's doing a good job on his channel. Ken does a thing where he has a group that follows him regularly, and he's building that core audience, right? And once you build your core, you just keep expanding. And what we've learned over the years is our core, for a lot of them, have gone away. Some of them have died because, people get old. Some of them are in a different time world than we are. So it's hard for them to stay up. Like Galactic is in Europe. Ronald is in the Philippines and is in the middle of the night right now. And he's got a baby and a wife and all that, so we don't see him as much. So we just got to roll with it. All right, let me see what else we got. I got the watermelon cut up. I got the pork. I got the barbecue piece of pork in the pressure cooker. I got to make rice. Oh, I got to cook the pompano. But I'm not going to cook the pompano until 4 o'clock. And that'll give Lorelai time to use the stove top to get all of her stuff done. And then I can get the big frying pan out. Lorelai can season and get the pompano ready. Then I'm going to fry the pompano. So, because she doesn't like to fry things because she doesn't want the grease splashing on her. And then we got cookies that I made that I sold to Sam's Club that I had to buy back. Did I ever tell you guys the story of that? Let me tell you a story. You guys will like this story. So when Lorelai and I first were married, probably the first year, maybe 2 years, I don't know, but early on in our marriage, her sister, who is a teacher in the Philippines, really wanted a Indiglo Timex watch, right? All right, not a big deal to us here in America. I'd just go down and buy one. Not a big deal. So, but what was funny was, and she wanted, because she couldn't get one in the Philippines that she wanted, the make and model, whatever, wasn't in the Philippines. So Lorelai and I tracked down one here in the U.S. and we bought it. And when I bought it, and we got ready to ship it to the Philippines, I flipped it over, and guess what it said? Can anybody guess about the origins of where it was made at? Can anybody guess where it was made at? That's right, you guessed it. It was made in the Philippines. So we bought a watch that was made in the Philippines, in the United States, and shipped it back to the Philippines. I don't know what you call that, circle of watch life, I guess. I don't know what that is, but I thought that was really interesting that we sent back to the Philippines a watch that they made, but they didn't sell it there, but they made it there. I don't know, man. Sometimes it's just crazy, crazy. Hey, does anybody else know this, Lorelai? I heard today that the new iPhones they're changing their plug-in port.
They always does. They changed already the 17.
So they're going to do it like all the other ones, right? The square one, not the one that they've been using. Did you guys know that?
They're always changing.
That apparently the future iPhones are the plug-in is going to be different. It's not going to be the little thingy. It's going to be a different thingy, like the Androids. So, which is a good thing, I guess, because we have boatloads and boatloads of things that work for Androids, even though we don't have Androids. All right, so what else is everybody else doing? Patrick's been hanging out. Ken is cooking chicken that he's not going to share with anybody. It's in the middle of the night for Galactic Gaming. He is the European poker champion. He did agree. I just want all of this on the record. Galactic Gaming agreed the other day in writing that when he wins his first million doing poker, he's going to give it all to me after taxes. So I don't got to pay taxes. He's just going to give it all to me. That's what he said. I'm just saying. Pat, did you go in? I'm sorry, did I miss? Did you go anywhere and watch fireworks last night? What did you do last night, Michael, for fireworks? We went outside in the neighborhood and just watched them. We weren't going to go fight the crowds and the craziness. I knew that our local neighborhood would be going crazy as it is. So, but to try to fight the traffic, to get a little spot on some grass by the public park.
Where is?
What? Oh, you like my oil spray bottle, do you, huh?
No, I don't have. I just oil.
It's right there. And it's literally an arm's reach away. I said, no, didn't know that. I said, I just opened my door and walked outside, saw a lot. Yeah, it was a unique year, 1 in a million, or 1 in 250.
No, the one which one is the one costing.
Didn't go anywhere either. Well, the good news, I told somebody, yesterday.
One hit.
Yesterday will never happen again. There will never be a 250th anniversary for the United States. Again, never. So if you stop and think about it from that perspective, wow, we have witnessed a very unique event. Now, granted, I will never see America 300. I won't live another 50 years. So, very unique event when you think about it that way. I remember seeing the bicentennial in 1976 as a little kid. That says my nephew, his wife came out. They brought fireworks out, let them off and grilled hamburgers, hot dogs, pulled pork barbecue, and baked beans. Woo! All American food. But I think people ought to really stop and think about that. Yesterday, every day is unique and will never be seen again. But yesterday was it's kind of like at the turn of the century when we went from 1999 to 2000. How much of the world really gets to see when a century turns over? We got to see that. And I remember that. I remember people going crazy about the Y2K bug, and I'm like, you guys are all idiots. There is no bug. Well, what about, what's going to happen? The whole system's going to crash. And I said, well, then you just turn it back on. Everybody was talking about the Mayan calendar, meaning it was the end of times. No. I explained to them at the college, because we talked about it a lot at the college. No, if a calendar, what happens when your calendar runs out? I asked this question thousands of times. What happens when a calendar runs out? You just go get a new one. That's it. You go to Walmart and you get a new freaking calendar. That's it. But I remember the craziness that went on. It was cool. Nothing happened. We all went back to work the next day. But that's what you do. What happens when the calendar runs out? You go get another one. Hello? Time isn't going to stop because somebody's calendar ended. You think the planet is that in tune to them? Mike says, I remember also, yes. Yeah. I remember people were getting cash and taking out tens and 20 thousands of dollars of cash, stocking up on supplies, all that crap. I didn't do anything. Literally nothing. I thought it was the stupidest thing in the world for people to do. Because I would ask the question, well, what happened when it went from 1899 to 1900? What happened from 1799 to 1800? Did the world collapse? Did it explode? Come on. Sometimes we got to use a little bit of common sense. But it was cool that we got to experience that. We got to see the 250th birthday of America. That's pretty cool, I think. I think it's pretty cool. I remember, 1976. I remember that. Pretty cool.
Remember, it's a centennial before people are thinking it's cool.
Yeah.
Centennial.
And I guess it was also the same time that the Philippines and America had Friendship Day. So, I pass that along to our our Facebook group. I got to try to build our Facebook group up a little bit better to help build our community.
Hi.
John says, I laughed at everybody. I did too. I just thought it was hilarious. We had teachers with PhDs freaking out. We had students freaking out. And then we had a few people going like, come on, knock this shit off. So, it was funny. But last night was cool. I knew that the people that do fireworks, that are into that, this would be a really good year for that. Because people are going to use it as an excuse to spend a whole lot more money on fireworks than they normally would. So I told Laurel, I said, look, there's going to be a lot of fireworks in the neighborhood because people are going to be going crazy. It's, that time of the year, it's once in a lifetime thing. So whoever spends $100 now is going to drop $200. We spend absolutely nothing. We don't buy fireworks. I have a rule. I don't waste money on something that's going to blow up in front of me. Number one rule. I don't even like spending money on food, except for I have to or I die. And I know a lot of you guys smoke, right? And I've never been a smoker, so I have a different opinion. But I always think it's funny that people spend money on something that literally is disappearing in front of your face. right? Same thing with fireworks.
The same as food.
That's what I just said. So if it comes out as poop and you got a leftover. Oh.
But smoke gives their nicotine.
Yeah, their body gets something out of it.
That's why.
I agree. So, John, how are things in Missouri?
Hamsters are not
Huh?
dangerous until you lit the fire, like cigarettes.
Oh, there's a sign at Lorelei's doctor's office. There's a sign that says hamsters are not dangerous. What does it say? Hamsters are like cigarettes.
Some hamsters are not harmful until you lit it like.
Oh yeah, it says something like this. It says hamsters are not harmful until you stick them in your mouth and light them.
Like
referring to cigarettes.
Like cigarettes.
Like cigarettes. So cigarettes are harmless unless you smoke them. But where they got this hamster thing at, I don't know.
Because harmful. Harms.
You think it's a play on the word?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how the poet.
Uh,
It's gonna be a rhyme.
Some of you old guys in here, do you guys remember a sandwich store called Blimpie's? They're gone now, I do believe. But Blimpie's used to make a pretty good sandwich. But they came out with an advertising campaign where they had these disfigured hamsters as their mascot for their Blimpie store. I don't know if you guys remember this. I found them so disgusting and off-putting that I wouldn't eat a Blimpie sandwich. And I even wrote to I sent an email to the corporate office saying, you people got to be idiots. You're selling food, but you have two disfigured rodents as your mascot. Are you guys crazy? I don't know if you guys remember that or not. I remember it. I don't know who thought of that. Who was stupid enough to think disfigured rodents selling food would be a good thing? Yeah, I don't know, guys. That's kind of crazy to me. So, John, what are you going to do this week? Are you doing anything important this week? I got a couple little things. I'm going to work on that cabinet that I've been trying to fix back up for the closet. For the garage. And then I got to get my front tire back on my e-bike because I had to change the inner tube. I just need to put it on. And I'm going to try to go a little biking this week. So, on the e-bike, which is great. I don't know if we have anything else I have to do this week or not. I don't think we do. I don't know what the weather's going to be. I got a feeling it's going to be hot. Work? I know you guys think I'm crazy when I tell you that I miss having a job. I really do. I couldn't do a job. I get that. I mean, I could barely make it to the Asian store and back today. But I miss having a job. I miss being somewhat important to somebody. I miss the opportunity to make money. You know, a lot of people don't realize how lucky they are when they have opportunity to put money in their pocket. I'm a big believer you never turn down an opportunity to make money. That way, if you guys want to see some some flesh, just super chat and the shirt comes unbuttoned. One super chat per button. Don't pass it up an opportunity to make money. That's one thing I miss. When I was working, I taught full time. I did private consulting work. And then I also taught overloads, extra classes to make money. And I miss the fact that my income now is fixed. It is what it is. It's not going to go up. It's not going to go down. But there's nothing I can do to get out there and make an extra $10 or to make an extra $1,000 or to work an extra day or overtime. That's why I tell Lorelei when they offer her overtime, her overtime pay is decent. If if we don't got anything else going on, then why not? But what also happens if you make good money, they usually don't want to pay you overtime. So when they need overtime or they need somebody to work the holiday, if you're one of the higher paying people, then they say, well, we don't really need you, you know. We'll let the person who makes the least amount of money work overtime.
Yeah, the one that really needs money.
Yeah, the one that really needs money is the answer. Well, Billy Bob needs money worse than you do, so we're going to let Billy Bob work. Well, but Billy Bob makes $10 less than you do, and it's going to save the company a shitload of money. That's what they're really thinking. Never pass up an opportunity to make money is my point. I know work. I mean, when I was working, I always kept thinking, man, I had a plan that I was going to semi-retire at age 55 and move to Florida. That was my plan. Semi-retired at age 54, 55. Going to go live in Florida, work a little bit, do a little consulting work. I already had it set up in Florida. I knew where I was going with OSHA, blah, blah, blah. Live a simple little life.
And then Lorelai.
Then Lorelai came along and that all went to hell. Then I met Lorelai before I turned 55, and here we are. But that's really not the problem. The problem was I got sick and could no longer work. And so that derailed everything. Because Lorelai came in at the right time. We got married. She got a job. She works. And now we're going to try to get to Florida Florida or Alabama next year. That's our big giant goal. Is especially if I could get somebody in the internet world to give me enough money just to let me buy my wife a house. Would be really, or make enough money on the internet so that I could buy a house. That's my goal. I can't see it happening, to be honest, but I'm going to try. I'm going to think positive and think someday I'm going to get lucky enough to do a video that's going to get 2 million views and it's going to get me $10. Is what I hope. But I miss working. I know it's crazy. I miss getting up every morning, whenever, and going to the office. I miss going into my office. I had a nice office.
You just miss bossing your assistant.
I do miss being a boss. I gotta admit. I really gotta admit, I really miss having underlings. And that's what I said earlier. If I ever won the Powerball, the big lottery, the first thing I would do is hire somebody full time just to come to this house and do what I tell them to do. That's it. That's it. And I pay them very well, but all I need, as Lorelai says, all I need them to do is let me boss them around. I'll find you shit to do. Is there anybody out there that would like to have that job? I'll pay you very good if I won the Powerball. I pay very good, but I just want somebody to, do what I say. Maybe that's a God complex. Have an underling so you can tell them what to do. It's like, hey, go do this, go do that. Hey, here's what I want. But what I really liked about having underlings, as Lorelai says, was being able to have a team, working with a group of people and saying, okay, here's our end goal. How do we get there? So what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Tell me what you guys think. What's our plan? Let's lay out a roadmap. How are we going to get there? Who's going to do what? I really miss being a conductor. As you can probably tell, I miss being a conductor. Setting up, laying out the groundwork, thinking about it, and then implementing projects. I really miss it. Really miss it. So it's not so much about having somebody throw my beer bottle in the trash that's 10 feet away, but that would still be nice. Still be nice. All right.
What time they're coming?
Here soon. All right, I'm thinking of that. All right, everybody, it's 3:40 p.m. We got our friends coming in here shortly. I got some more work to do. So I'm going to jump off of this live stream. And if you guys need anything, just reach out. We got our Facebook page, Filipino American Couple Facebook group page. We got the relationship page between the two countries. If you need anything, just reach out to us. You can message me, call me. I got a real phone number. You can do all of that. If anybody needs anything, we're here. And Lorelai's here too for the females. If they need help with anything, if they want to talk about anything, that's what we're here for. So, thank you for your words of advice. Absolutely. They're kind words, Michael. Understand that. They come from a good place. Love you always. Appreciate that, Patrick, Big John, everybody that was in the house today. Lawson, man, everybody. Glad the gaming was here. Everybody was here earlier. A lot of good people. LRB. I don't know, 500,000 of you. Thank you all for the thumbs ups on your way out. If you're new to us, subscribe. But tomorrow is Monday morning. I'm going to try to do a live stream Monday morning. So I'll be on the internet Monday morning, and we're going to talk about how to be happy and make money is what we're going to talk about. So you guys all take care, and we'll see you soon. Don't forget Ken was in the house eating chicken. Oh, son of a bitch.
And their neighbors of PAC?
Hurt my foot.
And neighbors of PAC?
Neighbors of Pat? That's right.
Did you give them it, Luke?
Yes. I think I just tore my foot. All right, guys, take care.